When the Shuttle Columbia soared over North Texas this morning, there were two amateur photographers on the ground recording the event with home video cameras. Little did they know they would capture the images of one of our nation's greatest tragedies. Fox 4's Shirley Washington joins us with their story.
We have booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia.
When the Space Shuttle Columbia lifted off January 16th, amateur photographer Dan McNew couldn't wait for its triumphant return to Earth.
I knew the Space Shuttle was going to be re-entering this morning, so I got up, got my camera out.
McNew planned to capture the fantastic sight of Columbia's homecoming on tape.
And I videotaped these things in the past, but usually they're at nighttime because they're more spectacular at nighttime. It lights up the sky. I never videotaped one during the daytime. So it was a nice clear day.
Standing in the driveway of his home in the Colony, north of Dallas, McNew started recording. He was excited when he saw Columbia come into view.
As it was coming in, I noticed the trail looked a little bit different. I wasn't zoomed in all the way, but I knew the contrail looked a little bit different. And it kept coming like a little burst as it was coming in.
But it wasn't long before his excitement was replaced with tremendous fear after witnessing a horrific sight.
When I zoomed in, I saw several different pieces, but I thought my camera was out of focus. So I kept on videotaping it. I was having flashbacks to 1986, only this time it was a re-entry problem instead of a launch.
About 35 miles away in Deep Ellum near downtown Dallas, another amateur photographer, Jerry Brilowski, captured the same devastating event on videotape.
My stomach, sunk, and at that point, I really didn't have any thoughts other than, panic. It's like, this can't be happening. It was almost like a dream for me.
It was a dream that quickly turned into a nightmare over the skies of North Texas. Brilowski kept watching, hoping his eyes were deceiving him, but they weren't.
As it continued on, I saw it, further break apart, and still I was in total denial that anything serious was really happening.
Both of these photographers are avid space fans who have watched shuttle launches and returns for years. They are also huge supporters of NASA and of the brave men and women who travel and work in space.
My heart goes out to the families of the astronauts, and hopefully they'll be able to find what caused the problem and resolve it.
That, of course, is NASA's mission as it tries to cope with such a tremendous tragedy. In Dallas, Shirley Washington, Fox 4 News.
One of the more unique happenings today happened early this morning when Ron Jackson, meteorologist Ron Jackson, started looking at the Doppler Radar picture, and we do that every day. But on this day, shortly after the Columbia fragmented, he noticed a trail of debris that was being picked up on Doppler radar. And Doppler can pick up sand grain-sized debris in the atmosphere. And after the break, we're going to show you that kind of eerie trail of debris long after the shuttle came down.
Those particles stayed in the air at least 10 hours after Columbia exploded. Columbia, of course, was the first shuttle in the fleet for this country. It thrilled the world and America when it took off in 1981. And coming up, we're going to give you a history of the Space Shuttle Columbia. Then we're going to take you back to Nacogdoches, where sadly a majority of the Columbia debris has landed in our state. Stay with us. Our coverage continues after this.